This is the Healey Brothers Show.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the service industry with one of our directors of fixed ops in the dealer group, Bryan Gingold. He works at Ford and Lincoln here in Goshen. And so we just want his opinion on all these different topics within the service industry, because he's got a brighter mind on the situations compared to what we do. And obviously, thank you for taking the time to come on to it.
First, Bryan, let's start with your background at Healey.
This I actually don't know. I don't know your background.
So how you started, how many years, some of the things that you've seen changed over the years, and where we're at now, just so we could bring people up to speed.
And that's just with Healey, not the service industry.
So I started with Healey 24 years ago.
You're that old, huh?
That's when I was born.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks for throwing that jab out there.
2000, that means, right?
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for emphasizing the age thing. So I started 24 years ago in the parts department at our Lincoln Mercury store.
Mercury?
Yeah. So very little volume, very little RO count, very little parts sales. And I was given the open checkbook. Hey, make it happen. Let's see what we could do. So we created a team. And a few years later, we got Ford involved. They got Ford, and then we just ramped up, and we built a better business for our customers. A better place for our customers to come, service their vehicles, buy their parts, and it's evolved immensely over those years. So, and I've grown from parts to service, and it's my passion. Parts and service is my passion. People are my passion.
So also, Bryan Sums, he's now the service director of our largest service facility and parts facility. Out of our whole group. So he manages not just our truck center where we're sitting now, the Ford facility over there, the Lincoln facility, and also manages Mitsubishi.
I kind of forgot about Mitsubishi.
And then also our wholesaale parts department, which is just a behemoth of one, and it does as much volume as pretty much all the other stores.
They got parts all over the place.
So yeah,
he's
who's seen it?
Yeah, we run out of space. We're actually talking about adding warehouses and stuff like that. So that's what Bryan.
So he's in charge of. So a lot of that has evolved over my 24 years, and it's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
The customer base has grown. We've got people that are customers that have been like family to us, right? They've been here as long as I've been here. So it's been great to watch it all evolve and bring in young talent and watch the people that have started with us 24 years ago grow and become bigger and better than what they anticipated when they joined our team.
It's also nice to have someone that's here for a long time. Longevity is rare to find sometimes today. And
right.
Nice.
Because then they have the same core values as the Healey wants for their company.
Yeah.
Because they basically grew with the core values as the core value.
Yeah, he's like my dad with that.
Wow. Wait, so when did you make the switch from just working in parts to being the director of service?
I think I went into the service department back in 08 or 07, something like that. I don't remember. I'm old, so I can't remember that far back. So
I can't remember stuff either.
The career path is phenomenal, though.
So it started in parts, and then they got me into service. I did some service writing just to get acclimated to the whole service process. While I was a service manager, I did a little bit of writing, so I was hands-on as well to learn more about that. Because that's a different animal, right? Parts, you're more of an order taker. Service, you're serving a customer, right? You're advising the customer. So it was a different aspect for me, but being a people person, I seem to acclimate it pretty well, right? But then the opportunities to deal with technicians, right? Not only parts people, but technicians, and help the growth of the business. And then eventually when we merged Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury at the time together under one roof, then Healey gave me the opportunity to become the parts and service director. And then we had managers and so forth join the team. And that's where it really started to blow up. And I think that was 14 years ago or something, 15 years ago.
You're in charge of 50, 60 people now.
UKG shows 109.
109. Man, UKG gives
so it shows 109. But that's all right though. But I love it because we've got a lot of great
short
people.
There.
So but that's where I evolved, and I'm grateful to the Healey organization for bringing me in and making me part of their family and giving me the tools to grow and work with me, right? Because I didn't know a lot of this stuff, but they set me up and they gave me a curriculum. And if I wasn't sure on the curriculum, their team was there to help me. And they helped me get through it, and they taught me a lot. And then I got to work with Jay.
Okay, well, that's where I started working.
So Jay started working.
Well,
yeah.
What was your first position?
I was a valet, then advisor, then internal advisor. So I had the process, and then for a long time, I just worked with Bryan every single day.
That was great.
All of it.
To learn the business, right? And then
he's extremely busy, and the amount of stuff that comes through his desk, the problem solving, he's probably one of the best problem solvers, especially when it comes to customers, because there's always problems with customers. But the way he handles customers and goes out there, just gets one-on-one with them. He's willing to always help a colleague and
I'm pretty sure you were with a customer yesterday when I was going to come in there and remind you about this, but you were there for a little bit, so I was like...
Yeah, I mean, I even seen him just get in and be like, hey, you know what? Let's just go for a ride right now in your car. Let's see the issue, and I'll help you handle it right now instead of... And he just settles the customer's nerves like, hey, we're willing to do anything to make your time here easy, because it's always never fun fixing a vehicle or having an issue with it, or you think it's not working. He just jumps right on.
I make it personal. You know, for me, it's personal. If a customer is upset or something didn't go right, or our team's upset, you know, whether it's a customer or our team, I take it personally. Like I let somebody down, so I have to intervene, right? I got to make sure that either I get involved. I may not be able to solve it or fix it, but at least I can create some kind of pathway to get a resolution, either for the employee to be happier or for the customer to leave with a better understanding of what we did for them. Yeah. You know, so
the guy's got an office, and he's always just on the floor of.
Yeah. When I went to go find you yesterday, I first went upstairs, and then you weren't.
Don't waste your time up there.
And then
that's my Saturday office.
He's got his laptop and that's.
You were in one of the offices downstairs with the door closed. I think it was with a customer. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was two. It was a younger individual, and then I don't know if it was like his father figure or something. And I was like, I'm just gonna leave.
I appreciate the privacy. Yeah.
Seems like he's a minimalist.
It's rare that my door is shut, because I tell her my door is always open, but when the door is shut, it's usually either an interview or we got something going on that needs some privacy.
Or you're working one-on-one with someone's ROs. Like, you do that a lot too. Hey, we gotta close these. Like, we gotta figure out how to get this done, because open ROs means we don't get paid. So
right.
Open RO is definitely not a good thing.
Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell for me. And I just, you know, and like I said, so, you know, being part of the Healey organization is just, it's a commitment. It's a commitment from all of us to make sure we embrace the logo and represent the logo out there, because whether you're in the grocery store and somebody says, hey, oh, you work for Healey? You know, you may cringe and go, oh, what's going to happen? But you know, you always want the good experience, but I don't mind taking the bad experience and trying to flip it. Right. Yeah. So that's where I started, and that's where we're at.
You've seen the logo change.
I've seen the logo change. Yeah, that's changed 4 times, I think.
Yeah.
4 times.
And now we use two logos now. One obviously for social media, because
was he here with like the more cursive style one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the scripted one. Oh yeah.
The lime green shirts, the tie-dye shirts we used to have for technicians and stuff.
The tie-dye shirts are funny. Quincy wears one at PK.
I like the HB logo.
Yeah, so we made that one because Healey doesn't fit so well on social media. So now all these companies are doing like a social media logo and then your regular logo. So I mean, Healey's on the back of cars, HB it just says Healey Brothers, but it's easier for us to use for social media. It fits better.
Right.
And we have people know what it is.
It's a nice modern look. You know, it fits
It's clean.
I'm trying to think what they do. A lot of stuff now, simplistic.
JK was like, oh my God, we're switching logos. Like, no, you could have two. They both mean it. It's like Tom Brady. He has his, it's Tom Brady, but it's TB12 is the short one for social media and stuff. So it's a similar kind of, a lot of companies do it. So.
Yeah, so some of the, a lot of the things have evolved, right? So over my tenure, right? So we started with paper multi-points, right? When a customer came in, you'd write your multi-point. And
I still like those, to be honest.
And well, just like they get dirty though. The problem is they get dirty. The technicians, they're working,
well, you
so they
can't
get
see
dirty,
what's on it by the
right?
time it's over.
And then we went to electronic, and now we've got video, right? So we talk about digitalization and stuff like that. So, it's texting videos, it's texting photos, right? Years ago, we started this whole process with a few fleet companies that couldn't physically be here on the premises, so we'd initiate contact with them via email with photos. We'd attach photos of the vehicles, the brakes, the tires, to give them a synopsis of what's going on with the vehicle, so they didn't have to feel like they had to come to the dealership to physically see the vehicle. Like, we wanted them to earn our trust. So
it's giving peace of mind too. You're like, oh wow.
So it was total transparency. They didn't have to make a special trip here. It didn't delay the repairs, and that was 10, 15 years ago at least we started that, and now the industry has evolved where now we're doing videos, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to touch on that, like how as we digitalize it.
You have your phone or you have your tablet, and the customer's either in the waiting room, or if the customer's at home, we have the ability to, because service doesn't have a showroom, right? Sales has a showroom. People can go up there and look through the vehicle and sit in the vehicle and touch the vehicle and check out all the amenities. With the service department, we don't have a showroom. We have a waiting room, right? And it's not always where people want to be. So if they go home and they're at work or they're at their home, we have the ability to have them enter our showroom, the shop that is, through a video, right? So they come to we get the vehicle in the shop, we entertain what the customer's concern is, and then we shoot a little 30-second video. We bring up the issues that we've identified through their concern, and then some recommendations that maybe we would throw out there, whether it's an air filter or a serpentine belt or they've got an oil leak. So it's totally transparent. So it's a lot different than when you call a customer and you give them the jargon. Hey, you need this, you need that, you need this. It's hard to break it down in layman's terms, but the video does.
Yeah, I mean,
the video breaks it down.
I'm in the car business my whole life, and some of the terms like these technicians will use in an advisor, like it breaks it down. You're seeing it for yourself. You're like, oh wow, like I do need tires, or like even their videos like, hey, you'll need tires in the next on your next service. We're advising them for the future as well, which is, and then the customer's like, oh yeah, I will need it because now my tires are this low now.
Right.
So
I really speak from the customer standpoint. I think you were saying before that like Mitsu has really taken.
Yeah, Mitsubishi. Yeah, they've done a really good job.
So now, how is the customer's feedback from, like when Mitsu is sending them all these photos, videos, and emails, like right on the spot? Like, what is the customer's feedback on it?
I guess it all depends. Well, the feedback is great. People like to see that, right? Whether or not everybody understands it, sometimes we have to call to elaborate on what our findings were because they may not understand what the video is telling them, right?
Okay.
But if we call with an estimate and we say, hey, listen, your axle shaft is leaking, there's a seal, there's whatever it is, they may not understand it. But, is it severe? Is it complex? What are you talking about? So that video or those images, they come in handy, right? So a picture tells 1,000 words, right? The return as far as customer satisfaction is great because now that's pretty cool. Now they expect it because now it's become part of our DNA with them. People in the waiting room, right? We'll go out into the waiting room and say, hey, listen, we just sent you a text message. It's a video on the health of your vehicle, right? And it may be perfect. The vehicle may be in phenomenal shape, but we're just trying to condition the customers that if you're going to get a video, the video could be a mixture, a conglomerate of repair, some warranty work. It could be some recommended maintenance work. It could just be that, hey, we went through your whole vehicle. Everything's in the green. We topped off your washer fluid. You're ready to go. But the response from the customer has been immense, right? They seem to like it because that is where we're at, right? We're at video and text message and
I mean, it's like anything.
It's immediate gratification.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the dentist. You're getting text messages now. Like everyone's prone to like text messages and seeing what it is. So even when I went to the doctor, they still sent a text message update of what we went over. Like, hey, we went over. Like I messed up my neck. We went over your neck, and it's right on my phone. Yeah. Like a whole oil change for my body was.
The funniest thing is, when I recently went to my ophthalmologist. They're at Mount Sinai in the city.
Yeah,
I wasn't signed up. I wasn't signed up for the app to where it tracks all your stuff. The lady was so on me to sign up with the app, and then as I signed up for it, like in front of her, she started explaining to me what she was like sending to me and whatnot. I don't know. She was like, it's worth it though, but she was so like hell-bent on getting me to.
So my doctor's all about that too, because he's part of Mount Sinai, but he has a separate one, and he'll communicate all day with you. Like he's just glued to it. So it's actually nice.
It works. I mean, it works because it's not only in our industry, right? So I make dinner reservations and I get a confirmation, right, via text. And the good thing is I just recently had one and they texted me dinner for 2. But I made it for 4, so I was able to text back or call, and they made the changes. No different than, like you said, with your doctor, right?
Yeah. That's one that's like similar. Like you're taking care of your car like a doctor, but
it's a reminder because just think how busy we are. Really, this is our reminder. We're not putting cards in our pocket anymore with your next appointment. So this is where it all comes down.
It also helps with our processes and our systems within our stores. Like now they have this script and the customers like consuming. So this way you can keep track of it more of actually what gets done and the customer sees and what they don't see. So it just really helps that whole process and makes us better serving the customer.
With what you said about tracking, it made me curious, and I don't know if you guys are doing anything like this in terms of, I guess you can say, tracking how the videos have helped in terms of customer satisfaction. Like you should have made something where you were able to track from the instance that we started the videos of what is our repair order like approval, because people don't approve everything that you tell them their vehicle needs. So now what is the percentage gone up of like the approvals to services?
Well, I think there's a dashboard on there, and you could see on the dashboard you could see the clients that you've created a video for or pictures and you sent, and I don't know if there's any kind of calculation. But I think we could put our heads together and put it.
Really, you're still showing it. You still have to have the right person explaining what's going on, because the average person really, they know the basics of a vehicle. Like when say something's leaking, they don't really know hey, what does that really mean? They see it, but they don't really know what it. So it's also explanation.
Because I'm not even saying it's really not for like tracking on our end. That's really just solidifying for us, like what is the customers. That's really comes down to satisfaction. Like if you're getting them to do business, you're satisfying them, right? If you don't satisfy them, not going to do business.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could probably track how many more ROs are closed because of it. Like I know Kia, it drastically helped them because they were the first one of our stores to do it. And I mean, it increased like people just seeing it and like saying, okay, that makes sense. Like I want to say it was like 30% more people were satisfied with it.
And I think because people want to say yes, but on the phone or via text, if they really, without a video or a picture or understanding what's a priority, I think everybody wants to say yes. They're just unsure of what they're saying yes to.
Yeah.
So, in some of the videos, we'll say, we've identified this is going on with your vehicle, and we'll have your advisor reach back out to you with an estimate or a little bit more explanation, so they can elaborate on what our findings are. Because you really don't want to get too much into the video, because we don't want to scare the client off that it's, oh my God, because it may not be, oh my God, it may just be something that we just need to take care of. It could be a half-hour job, or we just may get you on the next service. So as far as the transaction rate goes, I think it's imperative for us to know how well we're doing with the video. Are we coming across okay to the customer? Are we communicating right? Are we using the right terminology? Do the customers understand what we're trying to get through to them? But as far as the closing rate is better because more people they will say yes if they understand what they're...
Yeah, it's the transparency part.
It's total
like, you're
transparency.
really seeing it.
And I'm a transparent guy. I'd rather be totally honest with a client and let them know what we've seen, what we can do, what we recommend, and what's a priority. And I've seen that happen, and that's one of the biggest changes I've seen in our industry, right? Is the video, the pictures, where it was an option before. Some dealers did it. It's part of our DNA nationwide. That's what we do. And most of the software companies we do business with, everybody's fighting over that space right now. Everybody wants a piece of that. So it's been instrumental for us. It really has been. that and mobile service.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could talk about mobile service.
Yeah, so
it's probably a big change that you've seen.
Oh, mobile service.
Yeah, how is that going too?
It's going phenomenal. I mean, it's such a convenience, right? Dry cleaners drop off your dry cleaning. Yeah, so I look at our mobile service. We are the DoorDash of the auto industry.
That's a great way to
right. We are. So we have tapped into that. Can we do everything? Of course not. But we've gone from customer calls up, the car won't start in the driveway, they got to take their kid to the doctor. We send a mobile van there, right? It could be something as easy, jump start, then come to the dealership and we'll look at it a little further. Or I have a recall. Do I have to make an appointment? Of course not. It's mobile friendly. We'll come to you. We'll do the recall because it is considered mobile friendly by the manufacturer. So we've invaded this space. It took a while for us to get comfortable with it, right? So you have to have the right person, right? Because the right individual is an entrepreneur of the van, right? They're going to go out there. They're going to represent the brand. They're going to represent Healey Brothers. They've got to be an advocate for the customer, but also be a good communicator. So really, they're kind of like a technician, a BDC representative, an advisor,
all in one,
and a manager, all wrapped up in one, because they may have to answer some challenging
questions. They have to have their communications.
Now, were you able to find these positions like within, or did you guys have to hire from?
You know what? A couple we had within. It took us a few times. It took us probably 3 years, to really identify who the entrepreneur was going to be.
Yeah.
So we finally
I was here when I was here. We got our first van.
I didn't realize it was going on.
Yeah, and it sat. The van sat during, because we launched it during COVID.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't ideal, but it gave us enough time to study the manual, try to prospect people. We didn't do a very good job at it because it was different, right? It was something new and different. How are we going to do this? What are the challenges going to be? Who's going to be the right person?
Process, their system,
right? And you don't want to just send anybody out there, right? Because we care about our customers, and we don't want the customer to go, "Who is this person you sent out to me? They didn't know how to speak to me. They didn't know what they were here to do. They were sloppy," right? So we found the right individual who's got a great personality. Then we found another great individual who's got a great personality. They seemed to have, it was a great entry level for them because we're doing little things. We're doing everything from an oil change, tire rotations. We're doing recall.
What can we actually handle?
Down the road, we'll be able to handle a lot more than we're doing now. But right now, we'll do a prepaid maintenance, $6K, right? The Healey service. So they get that VIP treatment at their home. We'll do everything from programming a key. Somebody needs a new key, we'll go out there, program a key. we'll do a recall if it's mobile friendly.
Yeah, we also do
Software
that too,
update.
where we take the van to like the auctions, and if there's like those small little mobile recalls, we'll knock out like.
Yeah, so it's
million
it's a time saver for them, because a lot of people, whether you're at home, you're at work, or you're a fleet customer, you have to set aside time and find people, and it costs money to find people to take vehicles to and from the dealership. Well, we've made that easy, right? Just like it's not that easy when you have kids at home and you want to go out and get a pizza, you got to drive to the people. You can't. Well, they'll bring it to you. So that's what we offer, right? So that whole DoorDash mentality. So it's evolved over the last 6 months. Our mobile coordinator has really worked with us on branding it better, marketing our team, marketing through the manufacturer to offer these services that are available that maybe we didn't tap into 3 years ago effectively. So that's been immense. And we do it we have a Lincoln van and we both have a Ford van. And we have another van I think we're going to start ordering in the spring. So that's evolved. That's been great because it also frees up the congestion here at the dealership. So, a client that has, an F-150 with a recall that takes a half hour, he's got to set the appointment. He's either got to drop it off, or if he wants to wait here, why? If we can go out to your home or to your job while you're working and not break up your day, and it's convenient, and we could alleviate the congestion in our shop. I mean, because it really bottlenecks the shop, right?
Yeah, I mean, and we're saving time as well.
Yeah, we're saving time, and we're able to, instead of saying, hey, Mr. Smith, we've got an opening in 2 weeks. No, we could do it this week. Where are you?
What's the process if you're offering it to a customer? Like, is that something that like the BDC rep, if they're calling in, knows to offer? So is that something they'll see online?
Great question. So we battle this, right? So online there is that opportunity, and then there's a phone number. It goes to the coordinator right now. So because we had too many hands on the pot, and then we created zones, and it was like, all right, well, how's he going to be in this location and that location? They're 45 minutes apart, and the appointment's a half hour after each other. So we created this sense of urgency where it's got to go right to the coordinator. The coordinator has what we call zones, and we'll do zone A, which is maybe 3 cities on this side, and then zone B. And then we leave like one day open for like the wild card.
Efficient too, so we're not just driving all over endlessly.
Right. So and then we leave a day open for like for challenges and some triage stuff that we have to do. Customer calls in, they're in a bad way. We want to be able to facilitate the.
I mean, this also shows that Healey's like customer centric. We're all about the consumer. We're investing in these vans to go to your house, to your business, and all these things just to help them. And it really just. It saves them time. It helps us as well, because now we're keeping a customer happy without actually coming to a dealership. What's better than that? No one really wants to go there and waste their time.
No, it's not. Listen, you go to the movies. You want to go to the movies, you want to go out for dinner. Nobody's saying, hey, listen, honey, why don't we let's book it.
It's like going to the dentist. Like, I don't want to
Legoland.
You have to do it, but
we're not Legoland, right? Where nobody wants to go to the hospital, and we're the hospital for vehicles. Nobody wants to go to the hospital, right? Nobody wants to sit in the ER. Nobody wants to sit in our waiting room while we're working on their vehicle.
Yeah.
So stay at home, stay at work, and give us the opportunity to make it easy for you. The manufacturer's pushing it. We've embraced it. We're on board for it because it is easier for everybody, right?
Is this just a Ford thing? Like a Ford and Lincoln thing? Or?
Right now, Ford is, well, other manufacturers are in, but I would tell you right now, Ford has really taken
They're the ones
control
that have,
over it.
They have our mobile vans. So we'll do like pickup and delivery for other brands. Just right now, it's really Ford and Lincoln really leading the way. It's called almost like test. Are we going to get more into it? Most likely. It is expensive to do it, but we're seeing it's really just shooting.
It's an investment.
The customer satisfaction and customer loyalty to really offer this is just going through the roof.
And the way I look at it, it's an investment it's an investment to take better care of our customers.
Exactly.
Right? Because
1,000%.
If the customer's sitting home and we say, well, I'm sorry, you got to make an appointment. Not everybody can make an appointment, right? Not everybody has their schedule in front of them. It's not that easy.
They have kids. They're working 12-hour shifts and they're busy. Like you're saving them time for them. It's just like a no-brainer for us. Like what's more satisfying than saving 30 minutes to an hour, especially your schedule? It's back to back to back to back.
Right. So
I got a perfect example. My dentist called me. I missed an appointment. I think it was Tuesday because we had a podcast. I forgot I had a dentist. I never put it in my calendar, right? And then they tried calling me on my way out here saying like whatever time it was. Our podcast was 2:00. and they're like, can you make it back to Hopewell by whatever it was, 4 o'clock or something? I'm like, honestly, I really can't. I'm like, I can't promise you with however long the podcast is going to take, and I got an hour drive back to Hopewell. Like, I can't promise you that. Great. It would be great if I could have a mobile service van clean my teeth somehow.
A mobile dentist.
Yeah.
While I was outside, I would have made my appointment.
Well, do you see?
But I couldn't make my appointment due to my hour drive back. I had to decline what they offered.
So some of these wealthy guys, you like Patrick Bet David, he sets up all his doctor's appointment and has him mobile to his office because his time is so valuable.
Well, listen, when I was a kid,
I know, but I'm saying that's crazy. But I'm saying in the future, you could see it. It's getting once it becomes popular, the prices start to come down. So just the mobile.
when I was a kid, doctors made house calls. Right? Doctors don't make house calls anymore. I think some doctors don't even work weekends. So you can't get sick on a Saturday or Sunday.
Here, like, I'm trying to call in my primary, send an appointment on President's Day.
Yeah.
The whole office was closed.
And one example is for like the flu shots. People like flu shots. We actually have the person come to the dealership, saves everyone time. They don't have to.
Correct. Yes, actually,
kids
that is.
come.
It's immense for us.
Yeah, and we could do that. We offer it. You don't have to do it if you don't like. It's up to you. But they can come and you save the time because who has time to bring their 3 kids? You can just come to meet them at work real quick. Everyone gets their shots and you move on.
So I just want to elaborate. So while we were talking about mobile service, right, that's a whole remote experience from Healey, Ford, and Lincoln right now. So Jay talked about pickup and delivery. So that's the other part of it, right? So people say, well, I don't want the van to come to my home or it's not mobile friendly, but I still can't get to your dealership. So our mobile team, which is another entity of our store, they're conditioned to come to your home. So you may have, a young man or a young woman come to your home, pick up your vehicle, bring it to the dealership, perform the service that's needed, and bring it back to you at the end of the day. I mean,
And we'll do off-brand too. So like a lot of households, they'll have different brands. My neighbor, she'll never service a car anywhere else, even though she likes other brands. She likes Mercedes and stuff like that. Audi. She just shoot me a text. I put the mobile team there to go there. She doesn't even realize the car gets picked up and brought back clean too. Everything.
Such a convenience. It really
She
is.
has no idea. And she's got a full army of kids now.
I want a mobile golf cleaning experience. I got my golf clubs, take them, clean them, and drop them back off because I just don't have.
But outside, use them the right way.
And maybe use them. Yeah, you can use them.
Let's jump back into this here. One thing I want to talk about, which is a service that you talked about. We do it mobilely now. We'll do pickup and delivery for it. Is our prepaid maintenance packages.
Okay.
And I want to jump into the technicians at the end because I think it's so important to talk about them.
Correct.
You're phenomenal at recruiting them, and we could always use more of them and how to train them, and you have a great setup here. But let's talk about prepaid maintenance. Why is it so important to you? Why is it so important to us? And why is it such a great value for the consumer? I just want to hear your point of view on it, and then we could chat about it and go from there.
So prepaid maintenance, it's interesting. We started with that, I don't know how many years ago, with the old books, right?
Those are great.
And before that, we had Healey bucks. I don't know, do you remember the Healey bucks? Do you remember Healey bucks?
I learned about them recently.
Healey bucks was like Monopoly money, I think, with Paul and Dwight's face on it.
Yeah, it was hysterical.
And they came in denominations, I think, just like a Monopoly game, right? Up to $50, $100, and
Monopoly goes up to a $500 bill.
Does it? Yeah. So the people would come in. I think the most we had were $50 or $100 bills, but it went from a single all the way up. So it was interesting. People would come in and they earned Healey bucks. I don't remember how they earned Healey bucks. I don't remember how that was initiated, but people would come in and pay with the Healey bucks. It was almost like like a rewards program before we had a rewards program. So, but then we started with the prepaid maintenance. Yeah, you had your silver and your gold and your diesel book, right? Those were the only two, right? I think.
And then cars adapted and changed, and it became a little hairy and crazy because you have full synthetic.
And I learned about this. I didn't know much about it when I was in parts, other than when I was the parts guy or my parts team, we would have to bill out
the additives and all that stuff.
Yeah, we bill out all the conditioners, right? The things that make your engine more fuel efficient and more, clean the oil and clean the engine to make it run more efficiently.
Put the warranty on it if you use it continuously.
Yeah, you get the extended warranty. At the time, I think they gave you a tow card. You used to get like one free tow or something like that, or a get out of jail. It was like a get out of jail free card. Yeah. If you run out of fuel, you got a flat tire, all that stuff. But now we have a mobile van for that. So the prepaid on the part side of it is just, we handed out the stuff that needed to go with the VIP treatment that the customer got through the prepaid maintenance. And then we evolved into the cards, which are great. What I see is the benefit that people come in, they're part of a family, they're part of a VIP program, they get an exceptional service, right? It's a platinum service, the way I look at it, right? You're getting the conditioners, the fuel treatment, you get the multi-point inspection, you get the full car wash, you get the warranty, the additional warranty that's just for being a VIP owner. You get that extended warranty, which if you do fall out of the manufacturer's warranty, you still have that as long as you maintain that VIP prepaid maintenance plan.
What does that warranty specifically cover?
It covers, so basically it covers, as long as we do the fuel and we do the oil additives, so that gives you engine coverage, that gives you fuel system coverage. Any of the other a la carte services that we perform outside of the prepaid, transmission service has a transmission coverage. So what they do is the manufacturer, they give you, once we put a claim in, right? We represent the customer, we put the claim in, and then depending on our findings, and if, as long as they're within that warranty, and they keep up on the maintenance as directed, they get a certain amount of money.
Yeah, it's not a little bit of money. It's a good.
No, and forgive me, I don't remember, but it could be like up to $5,000 worth of coverage on an engine, $4,000 worth of coverage on a transmission repair, because we know transmission could be $7,000, $8,000.
And you're not just doing it to keep this extra warranty on it. It's also making your vehicle more efficient. There's less buildup in the vehicle, so you're really helping the gas mileage and all those other things. It's not just, oh my God, I'm going to do this every time and it's more expensive. Well, no, it's a premium service that you're getting a warranty on top of it, keeping your vehicle fresh and clean, and keeping it and being more eco-friendly as well. So you're saving money with gas.
So you're buying it in bulk, right? You're buying it in bulk, and the best thing about buying it in bulk is that you lock in the prices, right? So the people that bought it within the last couple of years with oil prices that have gone up, right? Oil product had gone up, right? The product that we put in the vehicle has gone up.
Prices have fluctuated.
Right, and so labor has increased too, right? So the technicians that we used to have to hire years ago, that, entry-level technicians, that entry-level pay has gone up substantially. So not just has the product gone up, with inflation, so has the labor. But the people that buy the prepaid maintenance, you're locked in. That doesn't move. So you're stable. So if we have an oil hike in come the spring or come the fall or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect them. The person that's the client that doesn't have the prepaid maintenance, it's volatile for them, right? So they're on a fixed right there, if you buy prepaid. So that's the benefit to the customer, right? Not only what we're offering to them, but also the additional, hey, you're locked in at this price, right? So it's not going to fluctuate. You're never going to pay any more while you have this plan.
I mean, you're saving some of them up to 47% on the 10 book. You're saving like 47% or something like that. It's like $400 or $500.
Right. But then what's even better, I think, on some of those plans, you also get within the bundle, you get a 15% off accessories as a VIP. You get
tire discount.
If you're a gold member, you get $100 off a set of 4 tires. And what's really cool about it, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that you can still use it for any car in your household.
Yeah, so that's another big one. Our customers because when you have kids, they're driving, they're coming home from college or whatever, and they usually have to service their car around that time. I know I always had to when I was driving, because I drove pretty far. And then it's just, you're helping your kids out. You're also not worrying about paying it because it's a fixed price. You have 10 coupons. Here's a coupon. Now you don't have to worry about it for whatever it is, 6 months. Yeah,
so that's the other benefit. And when we did that years ago, we made an emphasis on it. It's any car in your household. It's not exclusive to, I bought the gold book. It's got 12 services. I don't know if I'm going to use them all in that one vehicle. Well, you can roll it over to your new vehicle. Or, if your wife needs service on her off-brand, we still take it. You can redeem it here. You're part of our family, and we're going to take it here.
Yeah.
So that's another benefit for that as well.
Yeah, you're really buying it for your house, and everyone has a family, and it's just you're saving money, and you're also getting a great product that protects your vehicle. So it's a no-brainer.
There's multiple ways to purchase it, and then either if you want to talk on the newest way, because obviously they can purchase it through service.
So we made it this way, obviously for like the holidays kind of thing to push it. But the best way to really purchase it, say you're in for service, or you're up right there and then. Advisor puts it, gets you new prepaid maintenance. You can buy it with your new car, so you can put it inside your payment, which is probably the best way consumers like, because when they're buying a fresh car, they usually just put in their payment, they forget about it. Now that everything's included, and you're happy with it, you don't ever have to cash out or rebuy it. Or you buy it right with the advisors, which do a phenomenal job, and they're telling you, because some people just come in for an oil change, they don't know what they're getting. They explain it to them, and a lot of times it's like, oh wow, I didn't know that was a thing. Let me save and fix this price now, because in 3 years it might be a lot different.
Right.
And then now we do on our main site, and through social media, you can go purchase it. So if you want to purchase it for a family member, for a gift or something like that, you can go online and purchase it. It's the same exact everything. It takes 2 seconds. We mail it out to you, and you get it in a few days. That's just another service we do, and as just a courtesy, is just making it easier to purchase.
Right. And then, so now with a prepaid, we've had a lot of those customers say, oh, great, so I don't have to come to the dealership. No, we'll pick up and deliver it, right? There's no charge for that. Or we'll send a mobile service. And we still do the same services remotely if possible, right? Again.
Pretty much with purchasing it online and mobile service, it could be a full remote experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Purchase on your phone, purchase on your computer.
You could call your advisor too and purchase a new one too, and it keeps sent to you. That's another one. Like, so people like, hey, what do you think? I had the 6 coupon service, but I'd like to get 10. Like, what's the difference in there? And they can explain it to you better, because you're seeing it online, you're just reading it. But the advisor will go over and explain like what actually each service does and what else they have, which is probably the best route to go, because you're still working on your car and you'd like to know it. Right. What it's doing.
And we probably could do a better job of explaining the benefit to the client, right? It's more than just the physical service to the vehicle, right? It's the remote experience, right? It's the warranty that you get additionally afterwards, or even during while you have the vehicle. So there's so many other aspects in there that we probably could initiate during the sale point of it, or at least maybe you can put it online. We could probably have a video, maybe.
I was literally just going to say, make a video explaining it.
Like, consumers do get, I don't know if it's, sometimes I think it's our fault as well, and sometimes I say it's not just an oil change. It's a premium service that only you can get at Healey Brothers. Any location you could use as well. So you're not just doing an oil change, and that's when some consumers, you hear them like, oh, it's just an oil change. It's really not. Like, would you just go to the doctor and just be like, oh, I just got a regular checkup if like your arm's broken? No, you don't do that. So it's a premium service that takes care of you. It's like a private membership club for Healey. You're getting a discount, maintaining your vehicle, and getting other great perks that you don't see anywhere else. Yeah. And we're just really just trying to deliver you so you stay part of our family forever, and you're being taken care of forever. That's really at the end of the day what it's for.
Right. I'm excited about it, only because I like the way, we attempt to treat every customer like VIP, right?
Yeah.
But the people that buy that, there's that added benefit that we've got their back, right? Because things may come up and you're a prepaid maintenance owner, and if it is a warranty concern, we've got your back, right? We're going to do everything we can to support you because you've supported us, and we built that family, right? And that's part of that network that we've created through the prepaid maintenance. It works out well.
And I think now, if you just want to quickly run into like technicians, because they're so important to us.
Yeah, this is a shout out. We need as many as we can.
I was going to say, times have changed with recruiting technicians. I mean, even when we went to
Lincoln Tech,
they were explaining, I don't remember who of you explained it to me about their attendance, how many people attend Lincoln Tech, has been dropping year by year.
Yeah.
So it's harder to recruit technicians. So like, what do we do, or what do you do specifically to really help us recruit technicians and then keep them for the long haul?
So, yeah, I've been fortunate only because I went to school to be a technician. It wasn't really my thing. It taught me a lot, and I gravitated to the parts department. But I've always had that passion, right, to be a mentor, to be a teacher. And we've got technicians that work for us now that started in that space, right? They started as they would get dropped off for a clinical from high school, right? And they would work with a senior master tech, and they would learn the ropes, and they had that passion. And when you see that, right, it energizes you to say, all right, this person has this will, right? This is going to be their career path. So we owe it to them to pair that up with somebody that's going to really emphasize the importance of growing that career even after college. So we've got technicians that work for us now that went to Lincoln Tech, right? Showed up after they graduated Lincoln Tech, and now they're senior master Ford technicians. We've got technicians that went to Orange Ulster Bosse's, right? Worked for us, clinicals, worked for us after school, sweeping the floors, washing cars. And now they're a senior master Ford tech, maybe a Mitsubishi certified tech, right?
It's at all our stores too. Like it's at GM stores, it's at our Kia Hyundai stores.
So we have them. How do you cultivate them? Well, you have to be involved, right? So they just don't show up, right? Even though they may come on our clinicals from school, you have to embrace them, right? You have to coach them. You have to set them up with the right tools to be successful, and you have to support them. So we do, so Healey Ford Lincoln, we've initiated all of that with the Ford Asset Program, right? So with the Ford Asset Program, students can go to Morrisville, they can go to Rockland County, join the Ford Asset Program. So that accelerates their education to become a senior master technician, because at that rate, they're learning a lot of the courses and the hands-on that a Ford technician would do through the Ford program. So it's just on a college level. they come here and they do their clinicals here. So we have some that are going to school full-time at Rockland, and they work Saturdays or they work after hours, or some are going part-time to Rockland. We pair them up, and it's great to watch. I met with 2 of them yesterday because we do evaluations with them, right? So it's great to see how these young people have evolved, and they've grown and they've learned. Some don't. Some stay kind of, you know, at their level, and some reach some stratosphere where, you know, they probably didn't even know that they could hit these heights. But it's with their hard work, and our recruitment technique is real simple, right? We go to the schools, we talk to the schools. We have a program here. Bring them all, right? If they're interested and they want to be here and they want to have a career and they have that inner fortitude and initiative, we'll train them. We'll find the right fit for them. And we've had some that run into the shop and they didn't make it, but now they're parts people. We had some that started parking cars, right? Now they're senior master technicians, right? So recruitment doesn't always come from the school, right? I recruited a gentleman 5 years ago that was valeting cars with Jay. And he said, well, how do I become a technician? So we paired him up with a lube tech team. He had the passion for it, and now he's probably 4 or 5 classes away from being a Ford senior master. It's amazing. So the key for us is that you have to put the effort into it. You have to put the time into there. You have to...
And we'll give it right back.
Yeah, and we'll give it back, right? Because we're not shy to grow technicians, because they don't just walk in off the streets, right? To say, hey, I want to be a technician. We go out there, we pursue them, right? We put Indeed ads out there.
Yeah, we understand how important they are as well. Like, and you got to have the right people, because they're like the doctors that fix your cars. So we try to groom them ourselves, teach them the right ways to fix and work on vehicles, which is very important to us too. We're not just going to throw anyone in there.
Right, we give them a curriculum. Yeah. Here's your curriculum, right? And then we follow up with that. Our management team follows up with that. Here's your curriculum, right? It's just like going to school. Here's your schedule for the semester. Well, if you don't go to school, you're not going to pass these classes, right? So it's the same thing here. You have to take that curriculum, and it's not only the mentor-mentee program we do, right? The mentor will put you through a series of things to do, whether you're hands-on with them or whether you're going through a workshop manual. The key is to see what they have. A lot of them have it, and they don't even know it. Some of them have it, and they don't want to apply themselves. Well, we don't give up with that, right? So I have one now that he's starting to apply himself more, because he's starting to see the benefits of our support, Healey support, right? Whether it's through tools, whether it's through clothing, right? Some need special clothing or shoes or whatever. You know, we're always there to support them, because like Jay said, I mean, they are essential for us, right? You could have service writers out there all day writing up customers, but if there's nobody behind... Right, you could take orders all day, but if you don't have a chef in the back,
yeah, exactly, yeah,
you're screwed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it is, and it's fun to watch them grow, and it's fun to watch the technicians that we had 10 years ago where they are now. Right, they're the go-to guys. Some of them are like, geez, you're piling so much up.
When I was so good at what I was here, a couple of them were kids. Now they're full-blown men, and they're troubleshooting our hardest vehicles that come in. So
it's insane, but it's fun. So what do we do? How do we recruit more? Well, you got to get into that space. You got to go to the schools, right?
Did we have to adapt to that? Like, as times got tougher with technicians?
No, you were always part of it. We always knew it was part of it. But
I built relationships with like, say, BOCES, right? I have relationships with the teachers there because of the network of people I was involved in, and they know my DNA. You know, I have a passion for this, right? And so we go there, and it's a yearly thing. It's a bi-yearly thing. And then we got involved with UTI, and then we got involved with Lincoln Tech. I'm trying to get Lincoln Tech more involved. We interviewed a Lincoln Tech student from our meeting the other day who wants to come work at our truck center. So that was a great meeting. He's going to get some paperwork to us.
And stay tuned for some things going on for the truck center too.
Right. So we've got a lot of things going on, but you know what? You can build all the brick and mortar you want, but if we don't build a roster, right? And I treat it like almost like a fantasy football thing, right? You got to draft people, right? You got to draft them. You got to make them better. You want them to be better. You want them to create a career for themselves. And nothing more exciting for me than when I see the guys that have been here for 15 years and see how their lifestyle is now, right? Between they have family, they have nice homes, they have nice cars. They've created it for themselves with the support of working here at Healey. But they've done that, right? Because they wanted to be the best they could be. And that has supported, that's their life, that's their career now. So we'll continue to go to the colleges, right? I keep in touch with the colleges. I keep in touch with the teachers, and they call us, do you have room? I never say no, right? Sometimes we have too many of them here, but not everybody sticks, right? They're not into it, or they maybe it's not a Ford. Maybe they want to go to a Honda dealership, or they want to go to a Chevy dealership. So in our network here, we share that. Right, we share that, so maybe we'll...
And that we are getting with the 21st century as well. We are building like a tech-centric page as well. With what we do at Healey, it'd be a video we created in the past, new videos we created, technician referrals on there, and it'll all come together with our recruiting tool through UKG and our new HR that we're putting together. And hopefully we'll be able to target technicians all over the place at a higher manner, receive them in, be in one central location. These guys can do more online stuff so we're not just having to go to colleges all the time. We could actually interact with these technicians every single day like that. So
we're working with Ford Motor Company right now to develop for technicians that you can put an Oculus on and go through training on how to tear apart an engine or a transmission. How cool is that?
I was gonna say, I was talking with my brother about this too, where I saw like someone with a Meta Quest on, and they were doing work at homes, like they didn't really know what they were doing.
Right.
So they had the Meta Quest on, like they just had like YouTube pulled up like right here. So as they're like working on their car, they're just like referring to YouTube. So I talked to my brother about something, like, yeah, you guys always got to turn around, go look at a diagram on your computer. Obviously not every technician has to look at the diagrams if they've done it enough times, but certain technicians got to refer back to a diagram. I'm like, well, instead of having to like turn around and go look at a diagram, if you guys had a MetaQuest or an Oculus or an Apple Vision,
I talked about some other ways.
Like you can just be working on it, and your GM diagram can be just like right here.
That's all.
So I don't know, it saves you that 2 seconds.
Exactly, but also, so what we have now, which is a Ford program, it's called Swiss. So it's See What I See. So it's a headset, right? That when you turn it on and you ping Ford, right? Because you'll ping an engineer, and an engineer will be like, all right, what's going on? And this is what's going on. All right, show me what you see.
Right, so they can actively like talk to you, right?
Talk to you, and you have a camera on this device, and so if you have this connector, you're showing them, and he's like, oh, that doesn't look right. Yeah, what I would do is, so if you run into some kind of real challenge with a vehicle, and we've used it before where maybe a diagram is wrong, and we know it's wrong, and they want to see what we're seeing, we tap into that. So technology is amazing. Not only
and we are getting
so
the best technology all the time.
Right. So just think about it. We talked in the beginning of this. We talked about technology, how it's helped the customer, how it's helped us communicate with the customer, and now how the technician can communicate with the manufacturer, which in turn helps the customer in the long run. Right. So that's out there now, and it's only going to get enhanced with training. So you don't have to ship a technician for a week down to Jersey to take training. They may be able to do it right in your shop with this
hands-on too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that was a pretty solid. Brian, that was phenomenal. You're great.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.